you've done a thing.
Oh my gosh, they're light.
Are they really?
They're really light.
Those are gonna look sexy.
C4 undivided. It's got like a billet center section.
Dagburn.
That. So these are oilless and air cooled. So literally the only thing you have to do is put 3 pumps of grease in them every 4,000 miles or every time you go racing.
Really? 4,000 miles?
Yeah. So that's an 81 housing. So I got the smallest housing. Being that you're a 5'3", we can obviously change this later when you go up in size. But yeah, the wheels are capable of over 2,000 horsepower. So
jeez,
you'll be able to grow into these.
I'll be able to send all the rods out of it if I want. They're really not that big. I expected them to be bigger for a 76. I mean,
that's about the size of a 76. I mean, the
I like
wheel's
it though.
pretty big.
I like it.
If you went any smaller, it's like you got this big bed and this tiny ass turbo.
I know, right? Nah, it's gonna look good. This is where we get creative. Pretty rich. Yeah. I should be able to drive it in a trailer. No, they're good. Yeah. I mean, there's just a little bit of air in them, but they're good.
Has begun.
Man, I think I'll just sit right here the rest of the day, curled up on this chair. I had cinnamon rolls; those were gone. 8 degrees, it was 0 last night. The low today is -3. The tomorrow is -5. High is 14.
That Florida sun's gonna feel really good.
If we make it there, I don't know. I was up till how I didn't come in till 7.
You're on a terrible schedule.
So I don't feel good. But if I get this truck to Lucor, I'll be able to relax today.
Okay. Let's
We
get
can
it
do
done.
that. That'll make me happy.
All right, let's get it done. It's so weird. It's silent up front.
I know, it's so quiet up there. It's pretty cool. It'll sound a lot better once we finally get some exhaust after the turbo. We don't even have gaskets for silicone in the turbo right now, so there's exhaust leaks everywhere. Straighten your wheel. Go that way. This way a little bit. Go this way. Yep. 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 Keep going. Oh, you just gave me a heart attack.
I know, I'm sorry. Dude,
Sorry.
I can't explain to you how hard this thing is to drive.
I get it.
It just wants to die, and I can't tell where my steering is.
Right.
It's, what the it won't steer.
It doesn't have enough weight on the nose to steer it, Thomas. It slides the front wheels.
That's horrible.
You build it.
This is exactly why I didn't get this thing painted. Because I can't have nice things.
Well, he kept spinning on the way up the ramp here, and the only thing that saved him was this one piece of wood that was laying right there, and the tire got up against it and made the truck slide back over where it needed to be.
Yeah, that's slicker than snot. That was horrible. I don't ever want to go through that again. I think I hit the bobby brackets too. On my way down. I think that's what that was. So I'm gonna have to trim this bobby brackets some more. That thing's a pile of shit.
Scrappy's got your belt molding.
car stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a heater in this thing?
Oh, this will keep me warm.
Yeah, right.
It's got some fuel pressure issues. I don't know. That'll keep the
Pressure down.
You
on
gonna do
the
like
tires.
diesel stacks?
Instead of
downforce.
ballast, you use downforce.
Well, it also, I hope my Harbor Freight bed liner holds up from all the E85.
Yeah, and temperature. The flames you're gonna be shooting out of the back.
Ooh, that's warm.
I'd say that's probably more.
I was thinking diesel stacks.
Yeah, how cool would that have been if we would have put the turbos backwards, like, but then they don't get colder. Anyways, it goes right up there like the, what are those Dodge trucks, the power wagons?
Yeah, the little red wagon.
Little red wagon. Could have done that. So anyways, we have some things to look at on this thing. I have a feeling that my steering is limited because my tie rods are hitting my frame.
Probably.
So,
It's sitting a little low on the right.
We
yeah.
have some things to look at.
You might find some shit that's been haggled. I mean, I
I
don't.
might find some things that need.
There's a lot of zip ties,
That's not surprising.
but honestly, it's not too bad. It shouldn't be too bad. I if we have to raise, I brought a bump steer kit. You guys can mess around and do whatever. Well, if you come up here and look at it, take a look under the hood.
Man, look at them brake lights.
Dude,
I
factory pre-built. Like, I'm gonna start selling that as a kit.
I like the clear hood.
Yeah, it's
Black
nice.
hood. It's nice.
Yeah.
You can see everything
Yeah.
working on.
So anyways, we put, what would you call this? The tie rod, I don't know what you
Offset
call it.
Heim joint.
Yeah, offset Heim joint. We put that on top, the steering arm, right? Because if you put it underneath, like most people do, well, we ran out of travel really quickly. This thing has a lot of travel. So we put it on top, and just our micrometers, we were looking at it, and just the bump steer didn't look bad. So
I like that.
the
You gotta
micrometers. Yeah.
make sure you properly calibrate your micrometers.
Oh, and then our control arm actually holds up our water lines.
Water lines.
That's
That's
real
nice.
nice.
That's fancy.
Should be just toe and go. Send it down the road.
I tell you what, if I come down hard from a wheelie, we might just knock our alternator
Did you
off.
source a new frame for this car, or?
A new frame? Yeah, this is the original frame.
That's impressive. Most of them I see are covered in ½ inch of scale.
Oh, that's why it's so light. You see, it was very rusty, and I whizzer wheeled all that off, so it's a lightweight frame. It's already been weight reduced. But it looks good, don't it?
It looks great.
No, dude, I'll show you what this truck used to look like, because it was bad.
Redneck weight reduction.
Oh, yeah. If you buy the rusty ones, they're already...
Buy the rusty ones because they're
Yeah.
cheap and don't realize how much work goes into them. Oh yeah, that's fancy.
But I tell you
Thinned out
what,
body panels.
she's real solid. I promise.
It looks good enough for me.
Yeah, back in the
Put some black
'60s they'd acid dip them to light them.
Right, right, right.
Now we just
Pull the old
just-
NASCAR tricks.
Just
Put the
wire
black
wheel the
panels
scale off of them for 50 years of salt on the roads.
It's all good. We got a nice cage in there, and it runs to the back down. It runs down to the frame. It's pretty stiff. We got an X brace down there too. One day we'll have bars out to the front, maybe, just to stiffen it up.
It's running. You drove it in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
huge.
pretty weird.
That's huge.
Honestly, I wish I could take it in more, but like I'm so stressed out and tired. I'm on 2 hours of sleep right now.
I was gonna say the last text I had from you was at like 6,
Yeah,
and then the next text was at like 8:30.
yeah.
So you didn't probably get much sleep,
I slept about 2 hours.
but you
And-
got it here.
Yeah, I feel bad. I know we said morning and it's afternoon, but it's just
It's morning somewhere.
yeah.
West Coast morning.
So yeah, I have a feeling that you guys are probably gonna have to Well, number one, I'm perfectly fine with raising the ride height like an inch. Like that would be fine. It's plenty low. So wherever that gets us, but I definitely feel like I'm having steering. I can tell it's probably hitting because it's just sitting so low. So or we move, you know, it to the bottom and see what we can do about, you know, the bump steer, and if we can still retain most of the travel. If I have to run travel limiters, you know, that's fine. Dude, this thing's so light in the nose, I couldn't steer it in the driveway. It was just understeer.
You're supposed to do that in the snow.
Well, this will also keep you from taking flight if you don't put a hood on it.
Yeah, a guy named Billy the Kid, he's told me that.
Yeah.
You just take the hood off.
Right. Just take the hood off. That way it doesn't just go up in the air.
So
you said you do have a bump steer kit
yeah.
in the truck?
Yeah, it came with that racky thing in. It's in a little baggie next to the laptop. I grab it. We'll see how far this gets
Little
us.
shimsies.
Just that's what came with the rack.
Yeah, it's got the tie rod ends of a bump steer tie rod end with a heim joint in it.
Another thing I told Austin this is I don't know if I'm an idiot or the kit just didn't come with it, but this is supposed to have another jam nut.
It's supposed to have jam nuts on both sides.
Yeah, I don't know. So I was hoping you guys had those, and I can't remember which side is left-hand thread, so I don't know if that's easy to source. And then another thing I wanted you guys to look at is cotter pins on the wheel bearing. Like, I think I need to add another washer for some. You know, I'll have to have you guys look at. I'm not a professional.
When are you leaving for sick week?
Saturday
Oh, okay.
at the latest.
Doesn't it start Saturday?
Starts Monday.
Okay, starts on Monday. Okay.
Day 0 is Monday.
Okay.
It's like the test day.
Okay.
So, yeah, Saturday at the latest.
Are you gonna street tune this thing down there, or?
Oh,
You have a dyno.
we'll see. I don't know. I would say yes, but we like. So a few things I still have to get figured out is obviously the exhaust the cold side is literally still tacked. Yeah, it's not even finish welded. But we got to get exhaust past the turbo, and I got to get another extension harness for my O2 sensor.
Yeah.
Because right now it's just in the long tube, and it runs, but I don't think it's probably not as good as most people have it after the turbo.
Post turbo. Yep.
So, and I bought a 4-foot extension harness, and it doesn't even make it. So I got to build another 4-foot extension harness. So I got to do that.
Oh, so that computer's probably super pissed off.
That's probably why it's just all over the place. Yeah.
Okay. Well, whatever. It's an option if you need it.
And the fuel pressure.
And the fact that it's 4 degrees outside.
Dude, but it started right. I mean, I warmed it up as much as I could before I got it here, so that it retains some heat.
Yeah.
When I got here, but it started right up on the trailer, so it's not
Good.
that bad. It starts up so easy, it just runs like shit.
Put it in gear
It's a
and
process. It all takes time.
just idle everywhere.
I literally, even when I first bought this truck and had a 305 and a 700R4, the 700R4 had first and second, that's it. And I drove it literally 2 minutes. And I tore it out. I tore it all apart.
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah.
Did it have reverse?
Yeah, it did have
Oh, it had
reverse.
reverse. I say those are known for the sun shells shearing, and then you actually have first, third, and that's it. No reverse, no second, no fourth.
No, if I remember right, I think it was just missing third and fourth, I guess. That's probably what saved the truck, because she stopped driving it in the salt, and it was just parked. She couldn't drive it. It was actually the lady I bought it off of. It was her dad's truck, and she gave it to her, and they were going to fix it up together and kind of make something out of it. But he passed away, and so she just got rid of the truck. And I told her, I was like, well, I got a YouTube channel if you want to see what I do with it. I don't know if she watches still, but
You got your lightweight fender on this side too.
yeah, you like that?
I do.
That's real nice, isn't it?
It's not so much here as it is right here.
Oh, dude, check this out. Oh, you won't believe this. The only factory harness I kept in the truck.
Power windows.
Locks
No power lights.
and power windows.
That's awesome.
I'm so glad I didn't cut that out.
We've already declared he's going on sick week and he's going to sleep week after that.
Yes,
Yeah, we're
exactly.
calling it sleep week the week after.
Stay in Florida, don't come back, and just have some Mai Tais and lay on the beach.
I don't know, man. I miss my cats. I haven't seen my cats in like 2 weeks. I miss my damn cats. I haven't talked to Allison in like 2 weeks. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this.
Are you serious right now?
Made the trip. That's real nice, Clark.
He's done that with a few of those lights too.
Yeah.
Where the hell that light go?
Dude,
Oh.
I've made a full pass in the Falcon and it never came off. One of these lights. I swear.
That's awesome.
They're strong. So I already trimmed off one of these holes. I'm probably gonna trim off another, and maybe the bottom of this, because the truck is too low. Because I've got these.
It hangs up on it, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, I worry that, of course, it's on a radius, so this sidewall isn't gonna crush much, but I don't even want to risk it. You know what I mean? I'm sure if I put a slick on it, though, it would probably hit. So yeah. Oh Lord.
Well, did you
This
get like
the
a-
block orgy. I gotta tie that up.
Get like a 3-degree shim for the back. It'll get it a lot closer.
So-
It's like 5 degrees in the back.
Yeah. So here's my thing though, is with these freaking lowering blocks I got. So if you can imagine, you've got the dowel pin that goes through the springs, and that's what locates this.
Yep.
Because there's a hole in the bottom of the block, and then the top of the block has a dowel pin that goes into the perch. So I gotta, I was playing around. I had these cheap Beltec freaking shims, trying to see how I would go about it. And somewhere a dowel pin is going to need to be longer to kind of go through both this and the shim. And I don't know if I should go on top or bottom. In worst case scenario, I'll have to just lose the blocks for this sick week, and it'll ride like a monster truck.
Well, it'll ride exactly the same. It'll just be lifted.
Yeah.
We could machine it out of the bottom of the block. We can machine the angle into the bottom of the block, and then just that way you don't have to.
You're gonna hate me for this, but those are chromoly.
Oh man, no, not gonna do that then.
Yeah.
If they were aluminum.
Yeah. Now I could get you some 2-inch aluminum drop blocks, maybe.
Yeah. I mean,
Jex might have that.
We can dial it in on aluminum ones. I didn't know they were chromoly.
Yeah, they're fucking chromoly.
Never mind. Just an idea.
Yeah, sorry. And if that's something that you guys.
That might be the best way to do it, is with an aluminum block and machine to the angle that you need, because then you're not stacking things that, I've seen those spit out at different times, and as few items in between the two as possible is always the best.
Can you explain to me what happens if I don't fix that before I try and drive this?
It'll have vibration. Your transmission is 0, your drive shaft is 2.7, and your differential's at 5.
So bad.
So not optimal.
But what do you think, though?
I like it, man. You've
not
done a
terrible.
lot. It's not terrible.
Don't look at my welds too close.
Yeah, your welds are better than
Most, maybe.
Better than most. It's all good. There's always a first vehicle, and then there's the next one.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, everything. I plumbed it, I rewired it all, like.
You have an understanding of how much this takes to do.
Yeah.
Gives you a different appreciation.
Yeah. And another
Shots
thing.
are bottomed out.
Are
So
they?
You need a shorter shot
Yeah.
body.
I could also go down a
You
little.
can go down
That's
a notch,
probably not even enough.
but you're still only like a half inch of travel. So
Gnarly.
you could raise your upper mount point.
Yeah.
That would be an option.
I also need to get spacers because
Yeah.
that was something that I just didn't get done in time.
You guys have a lathe or
Jeff does.
I say because you can take steel stock and make shims real easy.
Yeah, I mean, on 7 to 10 pounds, it would probably go somewhere in the tens, low tens.
Now, is this 1/8 mile or is this quarter mile?
I'll be in quarter mile, which is scary. One day we'll put a real motor in it.
Well, the good news is it all fits the same way. So you could put a real motor in it with all real good guts in it, and all the stuff bolts up the same way.
Yeah.
You've already done the hard fabrication side of stuff.
One day, like if the truck ends up, being pretty strong, stiff, and straight, then I'd like to put like a 427 in it or something. But we'll see how good it is. I'm gonna be honest. When I did my C-notch, I did horrible things. Horrible things happened. So I did the one side. It was perfectly fine. I'm like cutting the frame rail, like this is really scary, but cut it out, welded in my piece, laid some okay welds, it's strong. Welded every piece that I possibly could, missed a few spots. And then I did the other side and I didn't move around the jack stands. I had them in wrong places where I cut it and then that frame rail relaxed. As it happened, I was like, oh no. It's like I was like standing at the back of it, bending it up and down. I'm like,
Anything that can be bent can be unbent.
oh my god. Not that I put all the welds on it, but I bent it back. Like I had an angle finder on it, and I was like, I bent it back and then welded it in. So that side of the truck sags a little bit.
It'll be fine.
That's what the cow tracks are for, and the anti-roll bar.
It's behind the axle.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I've heard enough. I've heard enough.
So anyways.
The story's getting worse as you stand here.
So anyways.
I don't want to know this. I don't want to know this. I don't want to know this.
All right, guys, we're back at the shop. We got the truck dropped off at Lucor today, and I think we're going to pick it back up tomorrow, or maybe the day after that. We'll see. I don't know, I gave them quite the piece to work with. Huge thank you to Austin and Rich at Lucor. I know they'll get me dialed in. I know it's very last minute. We leave Saturday. It is now Wednesday morning, and I'm just finishing up editing this video, and we're shooting an outro. So here's my list of stuff I still need to get done. We're down to back window, which as it turns out, I should be able to get a piece of plexiglass or something from Home Depot, and we'll rig something up real fast. We gotta fix the fuel pressure, so I'm probably gonna take apart the regulator and make sure everything's okay. And I also got a different spring, but the spring that's in it should be fine. Not really sure what's going on there. Might have to get a new regulator. No idea. We gotta figure that out. We gotta get the Holly dash working. Couldn't seem to get that working. I mean, it turns on, doesn't have any data showing up. We gotta make spacers for all the shocks. We need to do a little bit of clearancing on the cow track brackets. I don't like how close they are to the ground. We gotta fix the pinion angle, which I'm probably gonna go ahead and get some aluminum 2-inch drop blocks. The ones that are in there right now are chromoly. So we're gonna get some aluminum drop blocks, and I'm gonna bring them to Jeff and let him machine probably a 5-degree shim into the blocks. He's had to do that on Billy's truck before, so it shouldn't be a huge deal. It should fix our pinion angle problem. I just want to double check with Rich and ask how much I should do. I'm thinking 5 degrees to be safe, but I'm gonna check with him and see what he says after we get the truck back. We gotta figure out, right now I just have a stock map sensor in this deal, and it's just kind of pushed into the back of the intake, and I feel like that sucker might fly out under some boost. And I also have a Holley 3-bar map sensor. I just got to figure out how to plumb it and get it in the intake and block off all the extra ports on that equalizer intake. We got to finish the cold side, which honestly it's pretty close to being done. Everything's finished welded all the way through the cab. We just got to finish welding the cold side after the intercooler and up to the turbo. We got to go ahead and do the wastegates. I don't think we're going to be plumbing any CO2. I have most of the stuff to do. I don't have any MAC valves, but I will be completely fine if we just put this thing on like 10 pounds, put a 10-pound spring in it, and I'll be completely happy. Even if it's a 7-pound spring, I don't know, we'll see. But we got to get the wastegates on it. I got to make a fuel cell vent, that's easy. I got to paint the yoke and the steering because it's all just raw steel and I don't want it to rust. We got to tie up some plug wires and make some adjustments there so they're not laying on the headers. We got to put the cow tracks on. We got to trim the battery cutoff. We got to paint the roll bar out the back of the cab. We got to do a drive shaft loop. That's going to be a big ordeal. And I need to get another extension harness for the O2 sensor once we get the exhaust after the turbo, which we got to do that too. And I got to source some taillights because my taillights are broken. And that's all for the most part. That pretty much covers it. So a lot of little stuff, a few big things in there. But if we get the truck back tomorrow's Wednesday, today's Wednesday. If we get the truck back today, we have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We have 4 days. And really I need a day just to load up and get everything ready and get some spare parts together, get some fuel, like our fuel jugs. Like, man, I'm starting to realize that we might be in over our head. But I wish I could be more excited, but I'm just so stressed out about this trip. I feel like I'm kind of, I didn't think it would be going like this. I think I'd be enjoying it and being a little more starstruck about this truck if I could just kind of relax and enjoy it. But I can't yet until we get down to Florida. But when we do get to Florida, if we do, it's going to be awesome. That's all I know. We might be in for some pretty steep challenges, but I've made it this far, so what the heck. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. We're going to go ahead and end this video, and we'll pick up the next one probably tomorrow when we go to pick up the truck, hopefully. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate the support. If you guys want to check out us building the turbo kit, because we didn't film a lot of that. Billy was actually live on SRC, and those are available to watch. We did some pretty long ones on there, so make sure you guys go check those out. Huge thank you to Mike from Lane Motorsports Fabrication for coming out and doing these late nights with us and helping us with the turbo kit. He did the entire exhaust after the headers and up to the turbo. He did the exhaust, so huge thank you to Mike for that. He's really being a big team player. So, all right, see you guys in the next one. Wish me luck.